Hi, dear friends. I'm Evans Sharma, and I'm glad to come back to continue our chat where we've been looking at a number of issues pertaining to family, couples, and sexuality. Last time we started looking at before your next step in your couple. Why that? Simply because we established that life in your couple is a journey. And to move naturally, you need to make a new step. That's how you find yourself in different phases of your love life with all the different ideas and feelings that you may have about your partner and about your relationship. We can't emphasize enough to say, whatever your feelings are, take your time to reflect before making any move, especially when it involves the critical move from the third phase to the fourth. Why is it critical? From the first phase, which we called love intoxication, we jump to the third phase, which we call name calling. During love intoxication, you addressed your partner so affectionately as my love, my heart, my darling, or sweetie. These words that you used almost every day in your vocabulary, but today perhaps they've become rare and unbearable. You just can't bring yourself to pronounce them anymore. Besides, those passion-filled messages that you used to exchange and which you jealously kept in your archives, today they may be top on the list of things you want to remove from your phone. If you loved walking hand in hand, today maybe it's the contrary. You are miles apart. Nothing to do with social distancing because of coronavirus, but because you've become disaffected, alienated as partners. And you may find that the most spontaneous words that you address your partner are, "Don't touch me." Of course, it may not be intentional, but just the result of the journey that you have had together so far. Apparently, a rough one. Indeed, things can change in a relationship, turning passionate lovers into sworn enemies. If you doubt, just try to attend divorce proceedings in the court of law. It is just unbelievable. Such drastic change is exactly what inspired me into considering this a reflection for couples. So given how things may have turned out in your relationship, you'll probably find yourself bent towards leaving your partner, leaving your relationship. The aim of this article is simply a shout out. Please wait a little. Why? Simply because you need to understand what has brought you where you are now. That is, you need to understand what happened in between. That is the second phase. After that initial fire brought you together as couple, you became exposed to another side of reality that you were unable to see at first. Living together gives you a kind of habitual feeling, perhaps monotony also, that tempers the passion. Then you realize that staying together as a couple takes more than just love intoxication. You may need to share a common project, which demands also sharing common objectives and goals. But will both of you supply the necessary means and assume the necessary attitudes? Do both of you feel you are owning something together in common? It's by trying to get response to such questions that may leave you any doubts regarding the future of your couple, especially if you have become so distant. But believe me, that's not fatality. Indeed, it's a crisis, but you can negotiate it. Hence, you will do well to avoid hasty decision, or you risk disengaging yourself prematurely from your present relationship and only to hurl yourself into the arms of someone else. It may not be wise. So hurry not to the next step. Instead, look back and see what happened. Such a time spent in fair-minded reflection may bring a new breath to your relationship, so much that instead of a breakup, to your surprise, you just bounce back in a stronger and more fulfilling relationship. And should you still decide to go ahead, that is to leave your relationship, you will have something as learned lesson that may save you from falling into the same trap tomorrow. Therefore, take courage and look straight into the eyes of those issues around your couple. Ask and try to answer honestly. What is it that may have turned us from lovers to enemies? My dear, look back and see what happened in between. Only then would you be in the position to make an informed and well-reflected step. As usual, to keep yourself up to date with our chats on the issues of family, couples, and sexuality, I invite you to join our WhatsApp or Facebook group, Couples Corner. You can also subscribe on my blog, singlehumanity.com. In that way, you'll be receiving new posts in your email box. It's bye-bye for now, and